PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look at PulseX, PLS, HEX, and pHEX. Today we'll also take a look at incentive token, and I'll show you exactly what I see on the charts and what to look out for in regards to support and resistance. So as you guys can see here, this does look like a broadening bottom pattern, right? But we are missing the fifth touch point. Okay, right? We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we would have a 5 down here towards the 88.6% fib. Now that's the most bearish scenario. That's the most bearish scenario on PulseX, right? You see how we tap the 786 here? This fifth touch point would come down to the 886 and then we would see the blast. But in order to invalidate this scenario, what would we want to look for, right? What we can do is take a fib from this high over here down to this low, and you want to take a look at all of these Fibonacci retracement levels going up towards the 78.6% fib. Okay? So as you guys can see, we are coming up. We are coming up out of this wedge over here. And if we end up getting above this region right over here, this region right here, then it's likely that instead of this being a broadening bottom pattern, the breakout is already finished. Sorry, the correction is already finished, and this over here was our wave 1 to the upside, and this was our falling wedge for our wave 2, and now we're going to go in for our third wave to the upside, our third impulsive leg. However, we must be cognizant of the possibility that this is just a B, and then you have a C wave before another 5 wave move down. Okay, now if we do end up rejecting off any of these fibs and then see a move back below 402381, then it's likely we're going to come down towards this support level, which could also be a hard reversal point as well. Okay, so this is where you'd want to be buying, right over here. Okay, if we did end up rejecting over here, or if we ended up rejecting at any of these fibs and then seeing a move back below the lows over here at 40238, then it's likely will come down here. This is exactly where you'd want to be buying, right over here. And you'd, of course, and if we lose the 786 at 401815, then it's likely will come down to the macro 88.6% fib. Okay, now all I did to find that was I just took a fib from the very low up to the very high. You see how we hit the 786 here, right? If we end up losing this level here, then it's likely to come down to the 886 and then see the breakout from there in 2025. Okay? So all eyes on these Fibonacci retracement levels above the price, because this is either in ABC upwards, this move up here, or we're starting our next impulsive leg up, and this is our wave 1 and this is our wave 2. But in order to confirm that next impulsive leg up, I would want to see a 4-hour push above this box over here, above these two levels, the 702 and the 786. Okay, so that's PulseX. We'll take a look at PLS as well. So this is PLS. So same concept with PLS, right? This is your wedge right here, but this could also be a fake out as well. This could be your impulsive wave 1. This is your impulsive wave 2, and now we're going to have continuation up. But the only way we can confirm that is to get a 4-hour push above this yellow box over here at 405,449. We would want to see a push above this level to confirm that we're starting our next impulsive leg up. So if we just come up towards these retracements and then see a move back down to these lows over here, then it's likely we will, or even just a move back down to this level right here, then it's likely we'll go ahead and come down towards the 78.6% retracement, sitting at 403566. Okay, so this is exactly where you'd want to be buying, right over here. Okay, we can actually go to Deck Screener, and I'll show you a little bit of a better chart. Okay, so this is the chart right here, and if you guys remember, this is the chart that I showed in the previous video. So this could be a wave 4 bull trap, right? Right over here, this could be a wave 4 bull trap, but the only way we can we can deny the scenario in which this is just a fake out, like I said, we would need to move above this yellow region right here at the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. Otherwise, we'll come back down to meet the lows. So you'd want to be buying over here if we did come down here, and you'd also, for the anticipation of a macro breakout, and you'd also want to be buying right at these lows. If we come back down to the lows that were set just before the airdrop, you'd want to be buying here within this region, right? As soon as we get here, this is where you'd want to be buying, and especially right over here. Okay? So either this over here is your A, your B, and then we're coming up for a C wave, and then we have a 5-wave move down, or this is your wave 1, your wave 2, and then we continue up from there. But a push above this yellow box is what bulls want to see, right? This could also be a wave 1. This is your A wave in a leading diagonal, your B wave, and then you come down for a C wave, or a wave 1, a wave 2, and then a wave 3 down. Okay, these are just the levels that you want to be looking out for. We can also take a look at incentive token over here. Okay, so this is incentive token, and mostly all of the coins within the Richard ecosystem, they have been putting in head and shoulders pattern, a bearish head and shoulders pattern, and you can see that we are below this trendline resistance here on incentive token. So in order to confirm that this in fact is a B, and a C wave down, and now we're ready to start our next impulsive move up, in order to confirm that scenario in which the correction is done, bulls would want to see a move above this region right here. Okay, above that region, and then these are the rest of the Fibonacci targets right here. Okay, so in order to confirm that this is your A wave, your B wave, and then we have a C wave down, and we're ready to start our next leg, a push above this level is what's needed from bulls on the 4-hour time frame. Then we can say, okay, this is for sure a wave 1. This is your wave 2, and now we're ready to start our wave 3 to the upside. Otherwise, incentive token is likely to come down towards the lower retracements, likely towards the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. I'll show you guys right over here what I mean by that. Okay, so go on the logarithmic scale here, take a fib from here down to here, and this actually does look a little bit like a inverted head and shoulders pattern right here. And then this over here is your neckline. This is your move back to the 702, 786, the 786 on the linear scale. This is your falling wedge, right? So this could break out. This could break out right here. But the only way to confirm that, like I said, is a move above this region right here. Okay? So if we reject it at any of the retracements, then it's likely we would come down towards this region right here. This is right where you'd want to be a buyer at. So yeah, you can DCA in to the Richard Heart ecosystem now, but just be mindful of the possibility that if we do end up breaking out of this wedge here, it may just be a fake out, and we still have more downside to go on the macro perspective. So this is where you'd want to be buying right here at $1.05 to 80 cents. And you see how we actually came down towards the 61.8% fib right here. Right, there is a possibility that this over here was the bottom. But if we end up rejecting at the fibs, then this could be a B wave before we come down for this could be a wave 2 before we come down for a wave 3. Then we have a wave 4 and then a wave 5, right? So just be very mindful of these Fibonacci retracement levels over here, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at HEX. We'll take a look at pHEX and see exactly what it's doing. Okay, so with pHEX, so when we zoom out, if we take a fib from the range highs over here down to these lows, notice how we rejected off the 78.6% fib on the linear scale. And like I say in my previous videos, this is where the algo likes to take crypto before you tend to see a very hard reversal. So I'm going to say that this over here is the top until proven otherwise, right? Because we're still under this neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, and this move over here could be an A, a B, and then you have a C wave up towards the retracements, right? We're likely going to see a little bit of a poke above this neckline, but this over here would be the decision point at 0.016 and 0.0164 and 0.01549, because you could still have them move down from these retracements. So like I say with all of the Richard Heart ecosystem coins, a move above this level is what bulls would want to see on the 4-hour time frame, and especially the daily, so we can confirm our next push up, right? Regardless of, and considering this is a head and shoulders pattern, we also must be mindful that this is also within a channel, just like the rest of the Richard Heart ecosystem. Okay, so remember, place these fibs on your chart, and just know that if you get above the 702, 786 on the 4-hour time frame, then it's likely we'll go ahead and make a high above the one that is previously set. Okay. Otherwise, if we do see a rejection off any of these fibs, then it's likely we would see a move down towards 0.00579 to 0.005037. This is where you'd want to become a buyer at. You can buy now if you want, but just understand the risk of this being just an ABC correction before more down. Just understand that risk. This would be a great buying opportunity if we get down over here, and especially if we do end up going back down to the lows. I doubt we will. I think we'll just come down to this region here and then just chop around. and then break out from there if we do come down there. Okay, these are all the Fibonacci retracement levels. So right here, these are all, so you can DCA all the way down here if you want. The only reason I'm just showing you the 702.786 is just because that's where crypto that's where crypto tends to go before you see a hard reversal. So you can DCA at all of these fibs. Okay, so that's HEX. We'll go ahead and take a look at eHEX, and I'll show you that. Okay, so this is HEX over here, and we call the top perfectly in the Discord and on YouTube, and we are currently down by over 56%. So congratulations to anyone who took action when we call the top over here. What this looks like is this could be your wave 1, your wave 2, your 3, 4, and then your 5th wave up, or this is your third wave, your 4th, and then you have a 5th wave right here, right? Then this could be an A, a B, and a C wave correction down towards the 78.6% fib. So if you see a push above this trendline resistance here, and then a move above this yellow box, then it's likely that this over here was the bottom. And this is your wave 1 or your A wave. This is your wave 2 or your B wave. And now we're coming up for a wave 3 or C. Okay? Otherwise, if it can't get above that key resistance, then it's likely it's just going to be a B wave, right? Because this could also be a wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you come up for an ABC, and then you have more down like that. And then we would likely come down to the we would likely come lower down to meet these lows. If this move up was just a retracement. Okay? So I hope you guys learned something today I hope you guys learned something in today's video. Definitely come to your chart and place these fibs so you know exactly where we are. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.